Joe, lower your hand! Teddy!
Some sort of beast has entered our abode.
Gotta knock these bozos' wieners off.
I swear it's not as bad as the name sounds. Or that look.
I bet he deserved it.
From the Great North to Wonder Wharf. All right.
Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I'm JB.
All right, buddy, we're doing a brand new thing where we're doing a simulcast between Instagram Live over here and then YouTube Live over here, just to see how things work. Could be awesome, it could be shit, but we'll find out.
Camera one.
Camera
two.
One.
Camera one. Camera two.
Let me see here. Over on Instagram, North to Wharf made me make this. I see you keep trying to go live with us. Unfortunately, we're not taking guests at the moment. This will just be JB and myself. Or that could just be anonymous. North to Wharf made me make this.
Oh.
All right. There's an echo from somebody. Maybe I think there's an echo from you.
I think so too. So I probably need to turn off.
Kill your audio on Instagram and see if that fixes it.
Okay.
How's that sound, Abby? That sound better? Producer Abby?
Maybe.
Yahoo wants to know, is it wrong to watch you both on YouTube and Instagram? No, it gives us double the numbers, so IG Live sounds good. How are we sounding over on YouTube? YouTube says we sound perfect. Morgan Harder says we sound perfect. Dope. All right. How are we going to do this? JB, if you want to pay attention to the Yahoo stream in chat, and I'll pay attention to the Instagram.
Yahoo stream.
The Yahoo stream. Or
yeah,
YouTube
Yahoo, you're in charge now.
The YouTube stream, and I will attempt to pay attention to the Instagram stream.
Yeah.
But if my eye line breaks, you people just deal with it.
We're good. Yeah, we'll take. I mean, Abby's always good, but it's always nice to have two people. So Morgan and Abby can both give us thumbs up. That's great.
Yeah. Good. All right. Okay. So I'm over here now. Okay.
Yes, you're over there.
Oh no, we'll check out the artwork that you sent us in anybody watching on AOL? We're not on AOL just yet. Give us till next week. So hello everybody. This is From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. If you've never seen one of our shows before, essentially I am Mike. That's JB.
I'm JB.
Each week we get together and we talk about the latest news in bento box entertainment and their shows, specifically Bob's Burgers, The Great North, Central Park. Why am I blanking on Crapopolis? So I join your Austin Nationals. Oh, thank you. Yes, my Washington Nationals hat is awesome. It's
really? Is it better than my quirky turkey shirt?
It is.
Check yourself.
It's my special fall hat. So yeah. So this week, it's the week of Thanksgiving. Not really much to speak on except for the new episodes, which we'll do. But there's not much in the way of new news. As we know, the SAG-AFTRA strike ended last week.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the contract's been ratified. But beyond that, there's really nothing. There's nothing new that we can report at the moment.
Yeah.
See these eyes? You know what that means. Something we can't talk about, Toddland merchandise. They recently released their Christmas line of stuff. That'll be shipping starting December 1st.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't already, you can go and get some of the stuff now. A lot of the t-shirts have sold out. They still have the plush Santa. They still have most of the pins. I just think a lot of the shirts are gone now.
I'll actually check it out while you're talking to see if anything big is sold out.
Cool. Tina can't wait for Great North Season 4. Neither can we. We can't confirm anything yet, but we can confirm that Season 4 is indeed happening. We've been given the thumbs up on that news. Season 4 is indeed happening. We just don't know a premiere date or anything like that just yet. But no fear, Season 4 is coming.
Man, Todd sold out of the burger wallets as well. We were going to tell you guys those were out there, but they're gone.
Well, that's always been listed as sold out. They will be restocked in January. So until then, they will still say sold out. The Laser Bears will also be restocked. And the third wallet, which for the life of me,
ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich. Those will all be restocked in January. Jay Morgan over on the YouTube says January, right? January TBD.
Yeah. Date-wise, still waiting.
Yeah, date-wise, we're still waiting. We're not 100% sure on January either at the moment. So everything's kind of up in the air.
It's really just kind of based. Wendy put out I don't even know what you call it anymore.
She put out an Instagram story.
Yeah.
Saying that can't wait to be back in January. But we've heard radio silence since then, even from folks that we know behind the scenes.
I mean, she may have meant not episodes like starting immediately, but more or less like getting back in the studio and starting business again. So,
yeah. Yoko Bongo wants to know how many episodes of Bob's Burger season 14 is there going to be? Hold on. You okay? Okay. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise that I needed to address. I don't know.
You mean Chewy?
Well, my wife's home too, so.
Oh, okay.
How many episodes of Bob's Burger season 14 is there going to be? There's two answers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, there's potentially 4 different answers. Now that the strike's over, the one that we know is 17 to 18. We're hearing 2 different numbers being batted back and forth. Now that the strike's over, there's a potential of getting the other episodes done, whether that's in time for season 14 or season 15 remains to be seen. They could also scrap those episodes and just pick up fresh next season. Because JB, as we both know, in order to get an episode done, takes about 6 months to get that all done. Meaning they would have to finish the scripts, ship it off for animation, get the actors in to do their lines and all that. So, sorry, I'm about to.
Hey, Homer.
There we go.
Yeah. Essentially, it just takes a little bit of time. And even when we talk to people on the show, they're like, it's almost, they wish that people understood how long it takes. Because it's like, it's not like we don't want to just make more episodes. It's just, they take a while.
Yeah. And if we're talking about, I would say 6 months just in animation. But if we're talking about writing scripts and doing all that and recording, you're looking at 9 to 12 months just to get an episode ready for air. And there have been times where they've been up to like a week before the episode airs, and they're still working on it. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. I think we're up to see our episode 8 now, so a ballpark's just about another 9 to 10 episodes a season. But who knows? Who knows what happens after that? We could get a full season. We could not.
So as of right now, for Toddland merch,
yes,
the red and blue Belcher family Christmas shirts are sold out.
Yes.
The holiday burger of the day and sweater green are sold out.
Ooh.
Santa pocket tee, red and green, are sold out.
Jesus.
Teddy's sweater, I Heart Santa, is sold out.
Mm.
The Latka Cakes burger of the day light blue t-shirt and sweater is sold out. And so is Hanukkah Louise.
Whoa.
Yeah, that just came late.
Wait, where's that coming from?
I don't know.
Say something.
Hello?
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I'm going to turn down my volume too because I realize I don't. Wait, Instagram, can you still hear us? Let me know if you can still hear us. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Anybody on Instagram, can you hear us?
Anyone?
Anybody on Instagram? Instagram, can you hear us? Hold on, YouTube. Instagram, can you hear us? Let us know, Instagram. Instagram, can you hear us? Instagram. Y for yes. Bet. Cool. Yeah, I'm not surprised that the Hanukkah stuff went just as quick too, because not for nothing, but there's not a lot of merchandise in the way of, especially Bob's Burger stuff, even though it is one of the few shows that do have it, that have like Hanukkah merchandise.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously there are a lot of Jewish fans out there, and they'd snatch it up right away because everybody loves Toddland stuff, and it's legit. So.
Pins are all good.
Pins are all good.
All the pins are good. So you can still get those, and you can snag some San Diego Comic-Con stuff. He's still got a bag. He's got some Halloween merch, New York City stuff a little bit. The Thanksgiving pin is sold out except for Burger of the Day. The one of Linda and Bob with the turkey is sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, there's tons of other stuff to still snag.
The plush stand is still available?
Still available.
Cool. At this point, you can now order multiples if you like. It is a limit of... it's limited to 600 count, so get them while you can, because once they're gone, they're gone. What is this thing?
It's gonna be my Christmas tree topper this year.
Oh, have you already put your Christmas stuff up?
I have not.
Okay, we put our initial ornaments up. But we don't have a tree. We have to go buy a new one. So I think I'm going to do that tomorrow, but we got a lot of stuff up right now.
We stand by. You got to at least kill the bird, as Linda says. And then,
but
she does decorate early. So
I would do that if Thanksgiving was a legit holiday. I would do that. So
agreed.
Oh, I know what I'm hearing. Sorry, I am so distracted. Who knows, Jay Morgan?
That'd be fun.
Maybe an Arbor Day shirt or something.
Save the trees.
Yeah. But yeah, beyond that, no real news. We're still standing by to hear. We don't even know how many episodes Crapopolis Season 1's going to have. And then we have Grimsburg in January.
Yep.
Great North fits in there somewhere.
Yeah, we're trying to see how it all stacks, but it's going to be interesting. It's
very precarious, and we're trying. Don't think we're not trying to figure out, but all of our channels are very hush hush.
Also, still trying to figure it out, I think, too, in some ways.
Okay, to talk on Homer fans' comment over here, it says, I'm sure you guys already heard the season 1 premiere of Grimsburg is called Pilot, and the 11th production, yada, 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 yada. I don't believe that's going to be the name of the episode for Grimsburg. Pilot is obviously the name of the very first episode of any series. I believe that's just a placeholder. We've seen this before with this season of Bob's, where the episode was called Peace Streak Zeke, and then it was changed. So I fully believe that'll be changed, because unless the episode's about a pilot, I don't see how that one's going to be sticking there. No, Jay Morgan Harder asked, Central Park Season 4 is still in development, correct? Or is that just a rumor? At this point, it's a rumor. It is.
I'd probably put it in the rumor category.
Yeah, it's essentially in limbo. Nobody knows what to do with it, but there aren't active productions being happened on it. So it's kind of, what do we do with this? We'll figure it out. So over on Instagram, Graham Honecker, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, said, who are you guys? Well, you clicked on our page.
Yeah.
Our page. We're a couple of Bob's Burgers fans who do a weekly bento box entertainment show where we talk about Bob's Burgers, Great North, Central Park, all the bento box shows. That's all this is. The latest news, the episodes, the whole 9 yards. Sometimes we have guests on. Now that the strikes are over, we'll be able to do that a lot more.
Yeah, we're going to start reaching out to people again.
Yes, and then now they can go back to ignoring us for no reason as opposed to having a reason.
Yes.
Let's see. That's a big, I don't know now. That's been a year now since Season 3 ended. I'm sure the Apple Plus website would announce Season 4 no offense, but
you'd be surprised, Homer.
Yeah.
They really don't give much love to Central Park. They literally had an animation showcase, and Central Park wasn't even on there. They put Peanuts and some other stuff. Yeah, Apple TV Plus. Yeah, it was really disappointing. We talked to someone who worked on a bunch of people who worked with Central Park, and they're like, yeah, that was pretty devastating.
Yeah, and not for nothing, unless you're Ted Lasso, they don't care about you on Apple TV. We can say that because we're not on Apple TV, nor will we ever be. So I can talk all the shit I want. But Apple TV does not care. Even for Ted Lasso, they don't make merchandise for the show. I know the show's over now, so this all means nothing. But you'll find out that Central Park got renewed because either somebody on the show will tell you or we'll tell you.
Yep. And we'll be excited to tell you because it's a great show. But I would assume you'll probably hear from Josh Gad.
Yeah, for sure. Now there is when the strike first started, there was a little piece of information floating around that it says shows affected by the strike. At this point, it was just a writer strike, and it said Central Park, Apple TV in production. When we brought this up to our people in Bento, they were like, "We don't know what that means because we don't know anything about it." So I think in production for Apple TV at this point for Central Park just means we don't know what to do with it, but we're not killing it yet. So stand by.
Yeah, and we agree, Morgan. It's such a good show, but I do think at least it deserves an ending, and I don't know if it'll get it. It just depends on how Apple wants to treat it.
Yeah, and if you guys were a member of our Discord, it's still going, but back in the day, we would stream episodes of Central Park for everybody.
Try to get people to watch it more.
Because not everybody has Apple TV, so we took it upon ourselves to get everybody to see it. Let's see, jumping over to YouTube here. After Hip Campus and Stupendous bring a pregnant Pegasus home, they release a range of mythical. What are you talking about? Are you trying to put a plot line in there? Oh, okay. JB House, I enjoy. Oh, this is so much to go through just between Instagram and.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second, Homer. I am curious as to JB what your thoughts are on the tagline, not the tagline, but the synopsis for the documentary of the dead.
Yeah.
But first,
some thoughts on it.
Let's get into the new episodes.
Yeah, let's
Crapopolis and Bob's Burgers. Let's start off with Crapopolis as we usually do.
All right, so Crapopolis' episode for this week is called, come on, there we go, is Dungeons and Deliria. A little play on Dungeons and Dragons, which made sense.
Yeah, given the episode, yeah.
So we had two plot lines, basically. We had Deliria and Stupendous. Stupendous wanted to do adventuring and basically some Dungeons and Dragons type stuff, and she was basically the tank, killed everything, and then she had three little friends who were like a dwarf, a wizard, and an archer, and they'd go on quests looking for stuff. And that was the one plot line. Deliria wanted to tag along, but Stupendous was just like, all you want is the attention and the focus. So they had a little bit of a conflict there that they resolved. And then we had the A plot line, which seemed, well, I guess it was more of a B, was Tyrannus. Well, actually, there was a couple. There's three little plot lines, actually. Tyrannus and Schlub dealing with the pants guy.
Yes, played by Will Forte.
Will Forte. Which made sense. Once I heard the voice, I was like, that's Will.
I was wondering how long it would take for him to pop up in one of these shows.
And then the other plot was Hippo was trying to hunt a creature in the woods, a monster, I forget what they called it. And he ends up getting trapped in a cave with one of the wood fairies or nymphs, and basically learns that they both appreciate each other. Science and nature can coexist together and help each other out.
It can't.
It
can't. Science cannot. Sorry, I'm trying to balance my lights here as I'm talking, which is never something you should do. Sorry. JB, what did you think of the episode? Broad strokes.
So for balancing three little plot lines pretty well, I thought it did well. I enjoyed the pants one. I thought it was fun. It was just quick and easy. I did enjoy the Dungeons and Dragons vibe. It's not like one of my favorite episodes of Crapopolis,
right?
But I did find it to be pretty fun.
I agree. I think the B plot line with the pants was exactly what a B plot line should be. Entertaining, but doesn't pull focus from the A plot line.
Exactly.
And you don't feel like you're going to miss out on something if we cut away for 10 minutes. It's essentially just a self-contained story within their little beats right there. So I think the A plot line didn't suffer from having like an equally strong B plot line or both storylines being completely weak. So I thought it was fine. I am a rookie at Dungeons and Dragons at best. I just played a couple days ago, actually, and every time it was my turn, I had to look over to one of the other guys to say my turn, or what do I do, or which one.
Mhm.
So I'm learning as I go, but I'm not learning a lot. I'll say
It's a slow process.
it better speed the hell up because I am finding more comfort in the camaraderie and hanging out with the buddies than I am playing any game. Because I don't understand that whole aspect of it all, but I'm having fun being the weak link in the group. So
Once you learn more, it goes by a little bit quicker and it can be more intense.
I'm not going to learn more. Let's see. Yada, 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 yada. Oh, yeah, Homer. I don't trust Futon Critic as far as I can toss him. So Fox Flash or somebody official or nothing. North Dwarf made me make this. Yes, we did. Says, I love the A plot line. Seriously made me think of chaperoning my daughter's field trip more than it made me think of D&D. Oh, that's right. I forgot the whole A, like, second A plot line of it all. Where JB help me out with the names because I don't know names.
Are we talking about Stupendous and Deliria?
Deliria. Deliria kind of not spying on her daughter, but not letting her do her own thing because she's nosy. And in order to be part of her world, she kind of made herself into another human, which I guess worked. It turned out she ended up being popular anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah. And she did stand up.
Yeah, no. Bento, to speak on Jay Morgan Harder over here, Bento or Bob's doesn't need a D&D episode. Nobody needs a D&D anything. D&D's lame.
They kind of got into it a little bit. I mean, it was more Game of Thrones, but it was the Gale's Tales.
Oh, well, they also had the
D&D, the Monsters and Magic.
Yeah.
Mages and Monsters.
Yeah, as Yahoo pointed out in the Loft and Bedslation episode.
Yep.
We'll get back to that, Homer. No, it is not. I calls it like I sees it. I played two, not campaigns. We played one standalone campaign.
Quest.
Whatever, you nerd. And then we started one, but then people's schedules aren't lining up, so we just did a mini one. And I stand by what I said.
Perhaps you should roll for initiative.
Oh, God, if I hear that one more fucking time. Or roll for dexterity. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. But yeah. Oh, no, Nerds rock. That game sucks. Nerds are great. I am wearing a NASA Christmas shirt right now. Don't let that confuse. Don't let the super cool exterior and tattoos.
No nerd shaming. Thank you, Abby. No nerd shaming.
No nerd shaming.
Also, speaking of NASA, are you privy to them dropping the toolbox into the atmosphere from the space station?
Hey, stuff happens.
That's incredible.
Stuff happens.
They're like, you can put on binoculars and see it burning up. And I was like, that's incredible.
Hey, when you're fighting the aliens, stuff gets loose. Stuff happens. You never know. What happens in the vacuum of space sometimes falls to Earth. Who knows? All right.
Just gotta Tom DeLonge get him back up there.
Hey, he's been saying it all these years, and we're now just believing him. But yeah, D&D sucks.
It's not that bad.
That also can equally mean it's not that good.
It's fine.
All right. Oh, if they catch it, let us know. Also, if they see it falling, get out of the way. Don't try to catch it.
Yeah, don't try to catch it.
As far as where Crapopolis ranks on its season 1 episodes, how are you seeing this particular episode as opposed to the ones?
I find this to be kind of a middle of the road, maybe a little bit higher than that, but it's not. It's still really hard to beat some of those first episodes because they were pretty great. But this one was good. It was good enough.
I feel like North Dwarf made me make this. Took a shot at me here, JB.
Well, what does it say?
It says D&D is too
intelligent. It's okay to not be a Team Mike guy. It's not a laser pointer.
That's just a flashlight. Yeah, I felt the episode was fine. Is like I said, middle of the road, not good, not bad, but it certainly didn't live up to like episode 2. Huge fan.
2 is really good.
2's great. Last week's episode, again, a little middle of the road. I think we're kind of hitting that middle of the season streak. It's going to start strong, end strong, and in the middle, it's just going to kind of hold its own until we get to the end. Although I don't know how many more episodes we have because this was episode 10. Hey, Bobbist. This is episode 10, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, it's 9. We got 10 next week. Ties Telltale.
Oh, bet. Okay. All right. Well, that was Crapopolis. Brings us to our bread and butter. Bob's Burgers.
The Bob's Burgers.
The Bob's Burgers.
The Burgers. Bob Burger.
Season 14 episode insert number here. 7. Nailed it.
The Raccoon King and I.
Okay, that was better than what I had. Yeah, the Raccoon King and I would say Bob watches a band play from behind the stage. Essentially,
yeah, he does.
There is
Soul Blazers.
There's a block party happening. There's a band that's playing, and the stage was supposed to be in front of Mort's place, so Bob had a clear view of
the viewpoint.
Stage. Yeah. Unfortunately, Mort embalmed or entombed the right people or whatever he was said to have done, and the stage is now in front of Bob's. I thought this would have been a perfect place for Pesto to come in, but then I realized the stage is also in front of Pesto, so you don't really have anywhere to talk. It's good to see Little King Trash Mouth last night. Yeah, Mr. Huggins was dope.
Yeah, I like Mr. Huggins this time around.
Linda finds Little King Trash Mouth behind the dumpster in the alleyway, and he's kind of licking at his paws. Turns out he has a splinter in his paw. And Linda, in her attempts to help him, has called animal control, thinking that animal control is going to help Little King Trash Mouth. Turns out they're there to murder Little King Trash Mouth.
Don't trust him.
Okay, seems to be running better on YouTube. Bobbist says.
Oh.
Go over to YouTube, Bobbist. Our real friends on Instagram know what's up. I don't care. Either one. So now we're trying to prevent Little King Trash Mouth from getting taken by animal control. All the while, Luis and Gene are running a side hustle where kids who have never been to a concert, Andy, Ollie, Rudy, and Karate Kid, Greg? What's his name?
You're talking about Little Ninja Boy, right?
Yeah, you don't know his name. You don't know his
I
name.
have it on the tip of my tongue. Give me a second.
Yeah, well, I need it in my ear, so you don't know it.
Yeah. Arnold.
Arnold?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yahoo may have gotten there right at the same time. I had my eyes closed. But it was just like, what's his name? They bring him up. He's in the episode where they have to get Zeke all the graffiti he put on paper. On the
let's just
off.
let's just say I don't believe either of you. How about that? Our Homer says, I'm guessing the reason why Mr. Huggins never appeared somewhere between 2020 or 21 or 22 is probably because George Wallace might have stayed home. I'd say no, Homer, mainly because everybody recorded from their homes. And for some people, even still do. I would say we haven't seen Mr. Huggins because he does not play a role in any story. And he is just a side character that we
He was just a side character.
So, there's a reason why we've only
It's
seen
kind of like
on another episode.
I mean, if we want to talk about a drought roller skate guy, he's not really around that much.
Hardly has any lines.
Trev was barely around until last week, so.
So yeah, I would say Mr. Huggins just wasn't there because there's no reason to have him. Bobby says, "How do you forget Arnold's name? Because he's not important."
I think Arnold's great.
Hey, I said what I said. Question: how does LKTM?
Little King Trash Mouth.
Oh, okay. We need to spell these words out for me. I absolutely love Lynn at this point because he doesn't trust him. He's been burned before, and
the one we called animal control on him. His trust has been broken.
There's a feature in the movie called The Movie Never Made because Mr. Huggins was supposed to be in the film. Just fell Trash Mouth the scene Linda now that he should be the best kid. Well, okay. To speak on that, Bobbis, we have a. Oh, Okay. We have a stray cat that we feed. I'm looking over here now. We have a stray cat that we feed, and we've been feeding him for months. And we set up a little bed for him, and he comes here every morning to eat our food. But the little jerk won't sleep on the little bed we made him. He prefers to sleep under the car. So I get it. Get it.
I do think that's right, Homer. We are going to see Eric Bauza
Oh, yeah.
playing Big Bob. That's
I-
pretty much a forgotten thing now. He's doing it forever now.
I heard a lot of people was like, "Oh, Bauza, he does Big Bob, but he's not as good as Bill Hader doing it." And I missed it after Bill Hader stopped doing it all those times. Bill Hader did it once. Bill Hader did the voice of Big Bob once.
One time.
It was also played by H. John Benjamin once. And then it was played by Eric Bauza the third and only third time we've ever seen him. So a lot of folks are getting all bent out of shape because, like, oh no, it needs to be
there's more to talk about with Mickey than there is Big Bob.
Yeah, we've seen Mickey a lot more than we saw Big Bob. Again, we've only seen Bill Hader do Big Bob once. And I'd venture to say none of you knew that was Bill Hader until you looked it up. Like you want to call an expert to treat the animals, or your first thought would be animal control. I did, because Linda's an idiot.
Ouch.
Hey, I understand. You control the animals, you control the population, you control that. Nortdorf maybe make this says, well, I liked him with the moving bed story. Let's see. Oh yeah, Mr. Huggins is great.
Yeah, I like
He's
Mr. Huggins.
He's just not needed. No story is dependent on Mr.
Yeah,
Huggins.
he's more fun comic relief.
Yeah, he's fine in that sense, but he ain't carrying a story.
I mean, there were some great lines in this episode too. I mean, we got to hear Tina say that she has attended 2 concerts, one inside and one outside. I love that the king drinks wine and decaf coffee because he's not crazy.
Oh, also, did they make Trashmouth and Gary an official couple? I think it's always been implied that they were a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Linda calls them husband and husband, so I think this is the first time we've actually seen them be affectionate, like cuddle up there at the end, and then obviously quick pan away.
Yeah, and there was a lot of implication that more was happening.
Yeah. At least the internet was more civil with Big Bob and Jimmy with their replacement voice, but Mickey. Oh, that's because Bob's Burgers fans get their panties in a bunch over the littlest thing and don't know how to take a step back and be like, oh, okay, I get it. Their husband said yes.
Oh, no, she's not shipping. I think
no.
Even Teddy verified that, like, they're a couple.
Yeah, and I would say Mickey could be written out at any second. It was I just don't know why they. To speak that, I don't know. Well, I know we know why Lauren Bashar did the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Hader was busy doing other stuff, and they needed Mickey. So Lauren Bashar stepped in.
It was too late for them to cancel the episode and switch it, so they had to do something. So Lauren stepped in and tried his best.
But if you go back now, the guy who voices Mickey now, it's the new voice. And for what it's worth, I've heard Lauren do the other voices. I love Lauren. He kind of has one voice that he does for all the characters. It's both adorable and hilarious.
And with Gretchen and like other people, like female roles, he will heighten it up a little bit, but it's really not that much different.
It's not. He's similar to H. John in that sense, where he has one voice.
Did you happen to notice, and people out there, did you notice that there was a Perry sighting? He's the guy that looks like Zeke's dad. I
thought it was either Perry or Mario, but I was like,
it's definitely Perry. He's got brown hair, so I was like,
it's
they
a
put him back
profile
in
shot,
again.
Right?
Yep, during the concert segment.
Yeah. Bob is Lauren doesn't voice anybody officially. Whenever they need a stand-in, he'll usually step in and do the voice.
During table reads, usually.
Hardly is it ever for an actual episode, but for the instance with Mickey, he stepped in and did the voice because it is our belief that Bill Hader was way too busy with Barry and his other things that he couldn't schedule.
Couldn't do it.
And since Mickey played such a small role in that episode, they're like, oh, screw it, I'll step in, and then whenever we get the new guy, we'll re-record the lines and we'll release that episode. That's our belief.
Mm-hmm.
But who did Lauren voice? When I saw him, he did. I think he did Gretchen. I think he did Bob. He did multiple characters. The only people that were there were Dan, Kristen called in, and Jillian Bell were there. Yeah, Gretchen is voiced by Larry. Yes, you are correct.
Mm-hmm. These are during like table reads and stuff like that. Or if you see like a live reading, they'll do that where like Lauren will narrate the script and be like, Gretchen walks into the restaurant and yells, and then it'll be like, hey, Bob. And like she'll just like, he just does her voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Larry is not there. But then like other people will just like laugh and be like, okay. And then they'll just try to get through the episode as well as they can.
Yeah, there's a reason why, as far as we can tell, Lauren's only voiced one character one time in 14 seasons. And I'm sure he'll say himself he's not a voice actor, so it's not something he regularly
He'll even tell you he like can't draw well. He's like, I can draw, and I've taught myself to draw a couple times. He's like, but I just find people that are better at it to have them do it.
Let's see. Homer fan says, I have a theory that Bob's paternal side of his family works at a restaurant, given Big Bob's work in a diner. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. There was that. It was on Wiki a while ago, the third generation of Belchers, and they got brought up to Lauren, and he's like, yeah, we were just young again and naive. And
essentially he said, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Hate Louise sometime. They should have never agreed to give candy for that madness. Okay, yeah, let's get into it, JB. The kids in the concert, just the episode in general. Give me your broad strokes thoughts on the episode.
Again, I almost feel like we didn't really need. Okay, so I wanted to mash the two.
Okay.
I think it needed to be mashed. They were distinct, but at the same time, I felt like what better would it have been for Animal Control to be chasing Linda through a concert venue with Little King Trashmouth and everyone freaking out, and somehow the raccoon gets on stage and then the kids come out. Like, I think it could have been a whole thing, and it could have been a lot of fun. It was still good, but for me, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Okay,
I agree with you, but only if that's how the episode ended. I felt that essentially three, we'll call them A, B, and C plots. I think they all worked. Bob's having his mini epiphany that like you find one thing you're good at, and you
I like that.
Forever. How sad is that? But then you find little bits of happy in there.
Mm-hmm.
Linda with King Trashmouth, I felt terrible for her because she just wanted to help, and obviously King Trashmouth Little King Trashmouth doesn't realize what's going on, so he kind of just runs away. But I would have liked if all three of those stories converged, just like you were saying at the end. Yeah,
I think if it converged at the end, it could have been a lot of fun, because maybe the kids could have actually like got into the concert because they were helping Linda try to catch Little King Trashmouth. I think it could have been fun.
I would have liked it if that road manager brought Bob to go see the show instead of just sitting there and saying, "Hey, doing your job."
For those of you who know, the road manager was from The Mighty Boosh, the show with old Greg. It's Jillian Barrett. He's a comedian over in Britain. He's great. And also the animal control person was Retta from Parks and Rec.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now that you say that, I can put the face to the voice.
Mm-hmm. It really came together for me when they're like, yeah, I bet this kind of stuff happens all the time where raccoons just disappear. And they're like, yeah, no. And this is like leaves. I'm like, that's kind of how she'd handle it.
Homer says, after all, we already met Bob's maternal grandparents a little while back, sort of. When did we meet his grandparents? JB, when did we meet his grandparents? Enlighten me. When did we meet Bob's extended family beyond his mom and dad? Well, okay, we met Lily's mom, so I guess his. Okay, I guess we met his grandmother, but we haven't met his grandfather.
He was away.
Yeah, he was away at the war. So okay, I guess that makes sense. But we haven't met his. So we met Bob's mom and dad and grandmother, but we haven't met his grandfather.
Yeah, we haven't met that side of the family. That's true.
Unless it was the Nazi, which I assume it wasn't.
I would hope not.
Would hope not. Twist. Yeah, overall, I like the episode. I would say it's a little better than middle of the road for me. I enjoyed each individual plot line. I thought they didn't try to smush 3 well thought out stories into one. Like each one had its own well baked amount, and I think they all worked well together. And really, Bob and the Luis and Jean stories are kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
They're both concert stories. So really, maybe plots A and B.
Really, it was just Teddy, Tina, and Linda that were on their own with Looking Trash Mouth.
Yeah. Such as boss program versus maybe. I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
For that going on right there between Yahoo and the Bobist over here, you gotta include Amelia in the discussion too. Those 3 are the episodes that people are claiming will be Emmys, or they're gonna have to pick between those 3, and that's tough. So
out of
I do think Plight may have a little bit of an edge.
Oh, I would give it out of all. If you ask me, Mike, which episode
it's a Mike.
Is me. Which episode should get nominated? It should be the radio episode.
That's what they're saying.
It doesn't have the emotional impact as like a Plight Before Christmas or Amelia, but story wise, animation wise, acting wise, it is one of the best episodes ever made. Again, it may not tug at the heartstrings like those other 2 episodes,
but thrilling.
It is. It's a film noir episode. A woman almost gets killed with her baby in her arms. So yeah, I think that's a very strong contender, and I think it shows that Bob's doesn't need to stick to the formula that it's had for 14 seasons at this point.
I think the reception they got from that episode helped them kind of be like, we can make a Rudy episode. We can make Zeke a bigger point of a plot.
Yeah.
We can move away from the family they don't have to be the focus all the time.
Yeah. Tabulous, sorry, so late. Are you discussing last night's episode? No, don't tell her, JB. Don't tell her. Show up on time next time.
He's so mean.
Yeah, we're discussing it anyway.
Yeah, we're discussing it. Also, by the way, all the songs, a few songs from the Soul Breezers are available on Spotify. Our buddy Pat and Tim Dacey were posting all over Instagram that it's on Spotify. It has a nice, cool banner poster art too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of the Bob's Burgers Live that we saw, the screen print.
It is a shame that it's on an inferior platform like Spotify, not Apple Music, but I mean, what are you going to do?
I think it's on both.
Oh, is it? Okay, then cool. Well, we're good.
It's on both. I think Tim posted it. One of the Dacey's posted it to Apple, and the other one posted it to the other.
Yeah, I believe so. Sorry, I'm bouncing between 4. Homer says, if there's going to be an actual flash forward episode for Bob's Burgers sometime in the future, Gene might have a mustache. I don't know. I see Gene taking more after Linda. So I don't know about that, but I could be wrong. What do I know?
I think Gene will be a free spirit. He'll do his own thing.
I can see Gene having a mullet.
I do see that. And definitely some ear piercings for sure.
You think so? I could see him having fake piercings, not wanting to go through the pain or the commitment of having a piercing.
Yeah, because immediately once you said that, I thought of the baseball episode where he's just like, no, about every piece, like every part of it.
Yeah, so again, better than middle of the road episode for me.
Agreed.
But I did enjoy it. I would say one of the more enjoyable episodes of this season, at least for me. I liked it. This season has been very weird, but in the best way possible. We've been getting more side characters, which is always great. We got the backstory on Zeke. We got Rudy holding his own, completely held that episode. And then we had
Jimmy Pesto and Trev coming back. I mean, this season for me has like we've had a couple seasons where we've been like, there's been a couple episodes where we're like, yeah, these weren't that great. But I don't really think we've had one that hasn't been not great, but like better than middle of the road. They've all been a little bit above that.
Yeah.
With plot, everything. And I think they've been really good about balancing, as we've talked about in past with episodes, balancing these side characters, balancing Gale, balancing a little more of the chaotic ones, and making them actually really important to plot lines.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Even though we haven't seen a lot of Gale in the one episode she was in, she was definitely not Gale.
Mm-hmm. And like Big G is in Gloria in the first opener.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Wasn't over the top. Wasn't like the terminal episode where there was just like, okay, this is a little bit much. It was very much just manageable.
Bob says, by the way, how have you not talked about Bob shaking his ironing board down there? What? Is that just a term for like flat ass? Is that what you're saying, Bob? I've never heard it referred to as an ironing board. So then again, there's going to be a 300 episode for Bob's happening next mid season. Hopefully, there might be already something special happening. Oh, I can all but guarantee you they're going to do something special for the 300.
Oh, for sure.
But who knows if 300 will probably bring us a flash forward episode, maybe a flashback episode. Yeah.
Well, the Teen Hood thing, Homer, is something me and Mike have speculated that perhaps Bob may have served Linda at Big Bob's restaurant, not knowing it.
Yeah, because there's not really much of a story to be told there since they didn't really meet until that Sliding Bob's episode. Or not Sliding Bob's. Well, I guess that's where we first learned about them meeting in the bar, right?
I believe that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, where she slapped him in the face.
Yeah.
Flat butt. Good to go, Bobbis. Yeah, that was fun watching Bob learn how to do, which is weird because I am no dancer.
Yes.
Say that right off the bat. Thank you, Jake. But I got to figure, if you go one side with a move, you have to go back to the other side with the move. Kind of a balance.
No, not Bob.
He did one move here and then a totally different move over here. And it was just different move bouncing back.
Man of many talents.
And not good at any of them. But yeah, that was pretty cute. I'll give you that one. But yeah, fine episode. Next week's episode. Oh, I'm sorry, JB. Is there any other parting thoughts for this episode you'd like to let us know?
Start with the songs on Spotify. No, I don't believe so. I think we hit everything mostly for this episode. I thought it was, as you said, better than middle of the road.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out what next week's episode is.
Wharf Me Worry.
Oh, Wharf Me Worry. So we're getting Big Bob back. I can't remember the plot line to it, but
it says during their special day at the wharf with Big Bob, the kids get into trouble with a fortune-telling giant clam.
Oh, so it sounds like a playoff of that movie Big.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see. But one episode I did want to ask you about is the documentary of the dead, or whatever it's called. Oh, hello there, new guest. The episode coming up in a couple weeks that we just got the plot line for, which let me see if I can pull that up here because it makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I am interested into seeing what you think it all means.
While you're looking for that, I'll answer Bob's question.
Yes.
I did enjoy Linda catching Little King Trashmouth in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that when she's like, look, Tina, you can see him, you can pat him. And he was like, and she's like, maybe not.
Yeah.
I think that was more realistic. I don't think she's ever going to domesticate Little King Trashmouth or Gary or like Princess Pudding Slasher. None of that is going to happen. Mm-hmm. Or El Diablo. I actually would love to see the rise of El Diablo where he comes back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be interesting.
And causes chaos in the alley.
Right. Okay.
And the Belchers literally camp out and try to catch like El Diablo.
Maybe. See to what end. But okay, so we got the synopsis for Fraud of the Dead Zombie Docupocalypse. It reads as such. A documentary film profiling world-class archer Luis Belcher is interrupted by unexpected visitors. Up until this point, we have not known Luis to be an archer.
Nope.
Explain this to me.
I'm actually having a hard time explaining it as well. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because she's never had interest in it.
I mean, I could see where she could be like, "Oh, I want to shoot a weapon," and I get that, but
I can see because sometimes I remember in school they
Uh-huh.
brought out bow and arrows for us to play. Basically we'd go outside and shoot archery.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she does that and she's very good at it, and it's like, oh, she's a natural at this thing.
But now she's a world-class archer.
I think that's the lie.
So you think she kind of weasels her way into like archery team by saying she's a world-class archer, and then perhaps maybe like the school news wants to do a documentary on her?
Possibly, or Randy.
Or Randy. That'd be great to see Randy back.
And he finds out that she's a lie.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on, JB. I'm going to send you a private chat. Let me know what you think.
Okay. Oh, that's true. Good point, Abby.
Oh, don't give Abby her flowers. What did she say? Hold on.
She did say she did show some interest with the gift card episode. She wanted the bow and arrow for $25. Yeah, she was trying to con Tina into giving it to her.
Yes. All right. Good
so
on
I guess maybe.
Good on you.
What, in a different multiverse, she got the bow and arrow and she's amazing at it? Mm-hmm. I'd be okay if the Belcher, one of the kids was good at something. Relatively good at it. Like, Jean's pretty good at playing keyboard. And, like, Tina's probably a great writer in a weird romance novel, world. Mm-hmm. And Louise is probably really good if we got her, involved in the CIA or FBI. She'd probably be very good at espionage and causing problems. Mm-hmm. So I think they're all good at their own thing, but I don't know where this, world-renowned archer comes from, or if it's just a throwaway.
Yeah. Precious Forever. Yes, I agree. She is good at psychology. I think she's good, but she doesn't realize what she's good at. She just knows she's good at convincing people to do stuff, or how somebody's mind
she's
works.
Very, especially the first season, she's extremely manipulative.
But she doesn't realize, she hasn't been able to put two and two together.
No.
Oh, that's called psychology. So when she learns that, she'll be unstoppable. But yes. But yeah. JD,
answering your question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we can confirm that this episode that we're talking about now, docudrama, dead, whatever, is the scary episode. Last week's episode on the island, which island wasn't the one. Some folks assumed that that was the not Halloween but scary episode that Lauren Bouchard was talking about, which is not the case. That is this particular episode. Beyond that, we don't know any details. We just know this is that episode. So there you go, everybody.
That's what we're pushing. That's what we think is going to be, because Lauren did tweet out that there will be a scary episode. It's not this one, but it's coming up. Mm-hmm. And just based on the title and things like that, it seems like this would probably be the one.
This would be the one.
Maybe that's why they're throwing us off with a world-class archer.
Maybe. It's weird because I don't know whatever of the dead. So that is, I don't. Is it going to be like we get what we like to call triptychs, where she then has to fight like zombies? Because I don't know where the horror element would come in. So I don't know. I'm very confused. And we had. Hold on. Let me check one thing real quick.
Yeah, Fraud the Dead.
We had
could this be a nightmare-based episode where it's just in a dream?
Could be. Louise already had her dream episode. Yeah, maybe she could have dreams of being exposed as a fraud. Unfortunately, we did have a guest earlier here who could have confirmed all of this, but we were not going to put them on blast. So
no.
Maybe it would make sense. But yeah, I am curious as to how that's all going to play out. I believe that is 2 episodes from now or 3 episodes from now. I don't have the list in front of me, but I think we have Wharf Me, Worry Not, or whatever coming up next week, and then who knows? Maybe it'll be after that.
Wharf Me, Worry. Then it looks like Fraud of the Dead is supposed to air December 3rd.
Okay.
And then after that, episode 270 is a TBA for December 17th. Mm-hmm. So it's 2 weeks away after Wharf Me Worry.
Okay. Okay, so cool. It is going to be weird to not have a Thanksgiving episode, but I mean, if you don't like it, go back and watch one of the other 11.
There's plenty, and I think we've had, as we talked about last week, there were gaps after like Bleakening and things like that. Well, if you have a really powerful episode that does really well, they were just like, we're not going to top that one, so let's just take a year off. Let's take 2 years off, and we'll come back to doing it again.
And not for nothing, we didn't get Thanksgiving episodes till season 3 anyway, so.
And like they've introduced Mother's Day and other different holidays into it. I think more or less, if we stay on this rigidity, like it has to be Thanksgiving, Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day, like birthdays, we only get so many episodes. So we're not going to get like the radio episodes. We're not going to get those kind of like fun episodes with Zeke or Rudy, because we're going to be so saturated. Like it has to have a holiday episode. It has to have this.
So stop complaining, everybody. So there's already...
You can voice your opinion. That's fine. That's what we're doing. But if you want to see more episodes that are different and occasionally get a holiday thrown in there, you kind of have to play ball with it.
Yeah, if you don't want these shows canceled, you better knock it off, everybody. Looking at you, specifically. You know who.
That's threatening. No, like when you did that, your finger was like this. I was like, oh, God.
Looking at you.
Came out of nowhere.
Exactly who I'm talking to. But yeah, that's really all the news there is to share. Each episode has an identity to be the same or it was by Christmas.
Yeah, they're gonna have different vibes, and I like that Christmas episodes in particular. They've been doing like 9 days before Christmas, 3 days before Christmas. It's in the wheelhouse, but it doesn't have to be a direct that episode.
Then again, yeah, we know nothing about the Great North, so we can't even speculate on the Great North right now. Even though we were trying, we've been asking. So we'll see. And for what it's worth, Homer, there's also a famous murder case called the Staircase.
Yes.
So it could be in relation to that. It could be mystery involving the cake lady, who of course is played by
Ham.
There we go.
I actually thought it might be that, as like Ham makes a very special cake, and then it's found on the bottom of the stairs, destroyed, making fun of the staircase. And then he makes the cake a second time because this guy had 2 wives, and both of them were by a staircase. So then it becomes like another cake got destroyed by the staircase. I almost feel like the murder mystery party. It'll be a little bit like that, I think.
I will say, regardless of what the episode's about, the owl did not do it. And if you know the case, you know what I'm talking about. So you do the research. I'm not going to do it for you.
Be careful of the owls.
You guys know there's a Bob's Burgers video game on the Apple Store. Did you guys know that there's a Bob's Burgers video game on the Apple Store? What are you talking about?
Is it the pinball game?
Is it the pinball? Yeah, is it the pinball game?
Yeah.
Because that's been out
there
for almost 10 years. 8
There's
years.
also, if you Google Burger Boss, it'll show up. You can play it. It's like 4 levels. It's fun enough.
For those of you who haven't seen on our YouTube page, I do play through the show or through the video game Dreams on the PlayStation 5. And that is essentially allowing creators to make levels out of anything. And some folks have been creative enough to make Bob's Burgers levels of video games. And I played through a couple of those. If you just go check our YouTube channel.
Oh, you're fine, Bobist. It's okay. Some people didn't know it's there. Also, I mean, if anybody out there knows how to make pixel art video games or beat 'em ups, we would love to literally make a Simpsons TMNT style Bob's Burgers beat 'em up game. Like, I already literally have levels and ideas for that, but I have no idea how to program it. So if you know, we'd all be about it.
Yeah. Yahoo, I would say $1.99 is fair. A, it's a known IP, and B, the game is fun. Just even if you don't get the Bob's table, pinball is fun. If you're playing on like an iPad, if you're playing on a phone, F off with that. No, that's no good. But iPad, it's dope. I stand by it.
It'd be fun too. I mean, I wouldn't mind paying an extra $1 if they created more tables for it.
Yeah.
If it had like a Halloween themed and other themes, I think it'd be fun to play different Bob's pinball levels. But
I'll say I own the Bob's pinball. It's fun. I'm gonna announce it right now. JB doesn't know about this. I am going to start a petition for the creators of Power Wash Simulator to do a Bob's Burgers DLC because there are so many different options. They just released Back to the Future, and it's been so much fun. So
just clean the DeLorean, or
you clean the DeLorean, you clean the clock tower, you clean the movie theater, the train from Part 3. So yeah, a bunch of other stuff. So it's pretty cool. So in your face. JB Precious Forever wants to know, where did you get that burger neon sign in the back?
For my buddy Adam, he got it at Target.
And it's not a Bob's Burger sign, but it is a neon burger sign.
It's a neon burger sign, and I think over here, yeah, it's Cucci Kobe. He's over there more. But he's lit up. He's lit up. He's just being hidden, I think, by me currently.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he's like behind my jacket.
Yeah, Bob, check out you're on YouTube. Check out our YouTube page and see the couple of playthroughs I did. Fair warning, there's a lot of swearing because I'm not good at playing video games.
No, he's not.
So, again, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a very short fuse. So, if you like seeing somebody get mad and swear a lot,
couldn't tell.
Come watch me play
the epitome of Zen.
Bob poorly.
That is Mike.
Yo, and then again, if I get to see Beast Father sometime in season 4, hopefully in either XS Cabbage Adventure. How do we know that we're going to see Beast Father? I feel like I've asked you this before, and I never get an answer. I feel like you're you very much like to post things and never answer my questions. But yeah, JB, anything else we should touch on before we wrap up this dual adventure that we tried?
Well, I think we have to thank our sponsor, Boomer Bangs, middle-aged haircuts, located on Ocean Avenue's finest real estate. If you need a boomer haircut, go ahead and get one over at Boomer Bangs. Hopefully they'll be there for you to get that haircut you've always wanted. You
know what's so infuriating is I was the one who presented you with this bit, and I keep forgetting to do it.
I'm going to crash it into the ground.
All right. There you go, everybody. This has been For the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. Join us next week as we have more episodes to discuss. We'll recap Thanksgiving and how it planned out for the both of us. We may have some news. We may not. If not, we'll do something fun. We'll hang out like we always do.
Yeah. We were discussing, for all of you out there, either maybe a Thanksgiving-themed trivia. Maybe needs to happen.
Yes, that would be a good idea. It would be a couple days late, but better late than never.
It gives you guys to catch up.
And I think what might be a fun little, we'll discuss this off air. So maybe we'll do trivia. There's a website where I found out that Beast Father is going to appear sometime. There's a website where you found out, unless that website is Fox Splash or a Twitter page of one of the official folks. Get out of here with that. That's as good as a National Enquirer to us. Before we get out of here, I need to, of course, thank our Patreons, whose names I do not have in front of me, so I apologize for that. I left that notebook at the house, or at my work as work. For those of you wondering, what Patreon? Why do these guys have a Patreon? Good question. And better answer is, I don't know, but because we do. For $3 a month, you can help keep the lights on here at From North to Wharf headquarters. Essentially, $3 a month gets you a shout out at the end of every live episode here, and any other goodies that we can cook up throughout the year. I will say that regardless if you're able to take part in the Patreon, what me and JB and From North to Wharf in general provide will never change. Regardless if you give us $3. So just because you give us $3, don't think we're going to get better or not.
It allows us to just basically raffle stuff off.
Yeah.
Or basically pays for postage to send stuff for giveaways and for just fun things.
Yeah. So all that money goes right back into the show and essentially right back into you so that we can get cool gifts. And
we don't like holding on to stuff. So, because it's by fans for fans.
Yeah.
It's not a money-making machine.
Yeah, because even if it was, we are terrible at building machines apparently because we are not making money.
Nope.
But if you would like to throw us $3 a month, again, no obligation to do so. You can find the link in our bio, whether that be on Instagram or on YouTube or on X, Twitter, if you will. You can sign up there. Again, $3 a month. No harm, no foul. If you can't, we'll never change, even if you do. So again, thank you to those who have deemed what we do here worthy of your money. We are eternally grateful, and I will remember your names next week. I promise. I feel there's a message being typed, so I do have to kill the dead air until I hear something. Wait for it. Oh, I don't. I'm just gonna answer your. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh
That's
no,
what
we were talking about the episode Docu Dead.
Yeah, we did answer that.
Yeah, so we talked on that. So yeah, until next time, we will see you Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, per usual. We may do the Instagram, YouTube split thing here. Me and JB will discuss and see what we like, what we didn't like.
Yeah, we'll just have to troubleshoot the trivia piece and see how that works, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe we'll do a team Instagram versus team YouTube.
Yeah, that could be fun, actually.
Yeah. But until next time, this has been From the Great North to Wonder Warfare, one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
JB.
Hold on, JB. Hold on. We got to do that again because I didn't set this up properly. As always, I'm Mike.
I was curious if you had it ready or not.
I never do.
Okay. But yeah, so I'll say goodbye to camera 1 and camera 2.
And let me hit the video.